Assalamualaikum Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Do we need permission to seek madad from Ashab al-Kahf and to say, for example, madad ya Marnush, madad ya Kafartush?
No, you don't need, that's why Mawlana Shaykh released these ta'weezes and this information, but what you do need is to make the madad with your shaykhs. Is that once you learn the system of making madad with the shaykh and that the shaykh is present with you, you've mastered the feeling of that presence, the shaykh is present with me, then anytime you read the madad which has the names of the holy companions, the Ahlul Bayt, the Ashab al-Kahf, the different names on these madads, in your madad you can always call upon them that, yes Sayyidi, let us to be in the dress of them, in the presence of these holy souls, and you read those names and you ask for their madad and support. If you don't have that system strong, then you're going to continuously confuse yourself. That you have to make the madad with the shaykh, that is the connection, that is the bond, and that through that madad with the shaykh every other madad will begin to take place. Otherwise then one day you just make madad here, you mention only here, you mention only this, you only mention that, and then the madad is not really learned and the system is not learned. So the importance of the madad is no matter I think how much you talk about it, until somebody actually understands it, they don't really understand what madad is. They think, I'll just mention these names of pious people, but in reality I think we've talked many times before that nothing reaches to you except through that chain. So because of the stations they're describing and the reality within the Muhammadan heart that they describe, is why they're teaching these knowledges, to show that this is where they're at, that the knowledges they're teaching you is from where they're at. And because of that and location of where they're at and the knowledges that are emanating from the Muhammadan, the depth of the Muhammadan heart that those knowledges reaching to you, the faiz and the lights and the emanations reaching to you is reaching not because you turned on YouTube and 2 weeks you're watching it and think that you're now getting it, that you quickly got into that station. Those are lifetimes of testing and difficulty to achieve. So it's not via I heard these things and now okay this is coming to me, this light is coming to me, this understanding is coming to me, but it's the system of madad. So those whom try to build themselves without a madad, without support, without seeking the support of those whom Allah has already dressed with those realities, we said would take many lifetimes to achieve, many lifetimes to achieve, because of the inability of somebody to lift their energy up except if Allah makes an exception to the rule. So because of our system and how Allah has designed the system that have a limited energy and a limited ability, and with the madad they're like a super elevator, they're like a shuttle. But because Allah has dressed them through their madad with their shaykhs, their madad all the way back, they become like a super lightning shuttle. As soon as you come into their associations your soul is with them and shooting up into that presence, being dressed by its reality, blessed by its reality. So everything is coming via that madad. When they understand it and they truly understand it, they understand how that's like a vortex for them, that's an opening for them, that's a way in which Allah will be dressing them. That madad is like a satellite reflection for them from the reality of the shaykh, and how he's receiving his madad he reflects on to the student from those haqqaiqs and from those lights and from those tajallis. So it's not we just sort of read something only for the barakah, but we're going deep into the reality of building a relationship with the shaykh so that he's like a satellite reflecting lights from his soul onto our soul. And as a result the speed in which you're growing is you would need lifetimes to grow on this earth if you were trying to achieve that light, if it was even possible. And that's why Allah gives the different verses of Holy Qur'an, those whom have a light they have a light, those whom don't have the light will never have the light and can never achieve the light. So Allah is not saying that it's something achievable. There are different ranks that are achievable and there are different ranks that are not achievable. Those are by whom Allah has guided, and when He guides someone He's giving them the ability to achieve it, because He's allowing them to be in that teaching and in that understanding that through the mirroring of these souls they will begin to reflect these lights and these realities and these openings upon the souls of people. So alhamdulillah, that's why we say it's a big blessing and a ni'mat from Allah to be guided. And real guidance, there's guidance just to accept Islam, there's guidance into the oceans of iman, and not everybody who's been guided to accept Islam ever reach towards the ocean of iman. It's not something easy to reach to faith. If you think you have faith, that doesn't mean you reached faith. It has to be Allah has to say that you reached faith, maqam al-iman. And this amantu billahi wa malaikati wa kutubi wa rasuli. But Allah described those whom have been tested. Don't think that you can reach to faith and not be tested like those whom have been tested before you, with their life, with their family, with their possessions, with everything. So the way of iman and testing is very difficult, very tested, you're crushed in lots of difficulties, and a light then will be deposited into the soul and they'll witness that light and understand that light has entered into their being. And they operate at that point from an immense state of faith, and they open and understand more from the world of light than when they were operating from the world of form. So that's a very high station to reach to maqam al-iman. Then from the jewels of the people of iman, they only have the ability then to reach to maqam al-ihsan. So one, you accepted Islam, but if Allah didn't guide the person to the ways of faith and the ways of iman, then there's no way they're going to reach maqam al-ihsan. So you can see how this course becomes more and more difficult. But at the regular mosque they say, oh no, we have faith. Oh, how you have faith? We faith, yeah, he pays Ramadan, I pray Ramadan, we went for Hajj, we have faith. But that's not iman. The iman is an event of light and has a significant event, and Prophet came to even describe that iman is that you have to love me more than you love yourself, and you love your father and your brother. Means to love Prophet more than we love anything we can understand is a very significant level of understanding. So then these shows the difficulty of reaching to this. So you have had to have reached to iman, and then Allah destined for you to be from the people of maqam al-ihsan. Going to become more and more rare. That's why I said 99.9% of people are not reaching these realities nor are they understanding it. That's why these are not channels that are going to have millions of views, because Allah says that reality is not accessible for millions of people.